Hey y'all, it's Trudy and Jet from the Geneuslife, and today we're doing something a little special, actually a very special. This is the first of a series that we call Real Talk with the Geniuses.
Right.
And with this, we are going to be delving deep into topics like spirituality, wellness, food, relationships.
And that's another thing too, when we started our brand, we wanted to essentially educate everybody on spirituality, because I'm very big on spirituality.
Right.
And she's very big on health.
So the first topic that we're gonna delve into is our relationship with food and how that's changed since going vegan.
Right.
I know when I was growing up, like whatever my mom put on the plate, like literally whatever was in front of me, I had to eat it. Like it wasn't a question. It wasn't about, you know, when I was full, I would stop eating. It was more about, you eat what I put on the plate and don't give me nothing about it. Like it is what it is.
Right.
And I really think that made me overeat, and still to this day, I feel like I'm struggling to understand true fulfillment, like when I'm actually full. So what's your relationship with food like, and how has that changed since you went vegan?
Well, I would say it's taken a while to change. Like my eating habits are just like savage. I have to learn to understand that I'm trying to do better for my body and not working extra harder to digest food.
Exactly.
And my mother always force-fed me. And I was the type of kid that didn't like to eat anyway. So I love to eat the type of foods that, you know, I love. So, you know, she probably would think that I didn't want to eat, but when she made my favorite foods, you know, I destroyed it and I ate tons of it. So she would give me certain medicine to boost up my appetite and whatnot. And that kind of like backfired, because I never really had a problem eating with an appetite, but it's just,
you didn't have a loss of appetite.
Exactly, right.
Okay.
But she thought, you know, on the other hand, that I had that issue. So what ended up happening was it was working, but at the same time, my appetite was working too, because I still wasn't eating the food that she wanted me to.
Now, when you say it was working, because you didn't have a loss of appetite, so what was it doing?
It was opening up my regular appetite.
So you would eat more varieties of food?
No.
Who said no? Okay, so what was it doing? How was it working?
I was eating a lot more of whatever was going through my mouth at the time.
So you were still eating the food you like.
Yeah.
You were just eating more of it.
A lot more of it.
Okay.
So yeah, it kind of messed me up.
Damn. Okay, so another thing is, you said that your mom really force-fed you. So would you say that was traumatic in some ways? Not like, oh my God, like, you know, like I'm afraid of food, but like, how did that change your perspective? Like, do you feel like you have to constantly force feed yourself, even as an adult, or maybe going throughout your teenage years, just because that's what you dealt with as a child?
I think that probably subconsciously played a part. At the time, I wasn't thinking about it.
Right.
But now that I have to put some thought into it.
Right.
If you give me a plate this small, I'm going to take it and enjoy it, and it's gonna fill me up.
Right.
But if you give me a plate this big, it's going to be the same thing. So essentially, I don't know where my boundaries are.
You don't know your limits.
I don't know my stomach.
That's interesting. So you really don't know when you're truly full.
No. Because
that's something that I feel like so many of us have an issue with. I know I have an issue with it.
Yeah, definitely.
And I'm currently cleansing, and I'm going through it, because the kind of cleanse I'm doing right now, you don't just keep eating. Like, it's very light and you keep it moving. Like, you don't eat again for another 3-4 hours. And I'm struggling, because I'm used to, like you, constantly eating, not giving my digestive system a chance to say, like, all right, we're chilling for a little bit, you know, we're gonna chill out for a little bit. See, and then we'll meet you back up later on.
Remember when we'll have dinner, and then after that, 30 minutes later, we'll have like snacks on top of it. And then 10 minutes later, we'll have ice cream. Snack wasn't just, you know.
There was 4-course meals, always.
Yeah, seriously.
And I think that has to do with our culture, like growing up in the Caribbean, like there was always that mindset towards food that, you know what, like, we don't know when the next plate is coming, so you better eat what's in the plate right now, or you're gonna get beat, you know?
That's what my mom used to say. She was like, tonight we feast.
And then tomorrow we famine. Well, that definitely, I feel like, altered our mindset towards food.
All right, for the record, do you feel like going vegan kind of like made you had to switch up what you were used to eating, and have you tried new foods that you possibly wouldn't have?
That's a good question. I would definitely say yes. I was always very open to different types of food. I love Indian food. I love Thai food. I love a lot of different types of food, but I found myself trying things I never thought I would try, like freaking oyster mushrooms, just mushrooms in general. I
always hated mushrooms, but I love how you make mushrooms.
Make mushrooms, yeah. I think it's actually really good, and that's something that I didn't grow up eating. Being a vegan, you get so creative and you just try different things, and so like that, I feel like mushrooms gives that texture of meat without it feeling like meat, and it's so easy to grab onto flavors that I just love it. So I would definitely say yes. I eat a lot more Indian food. You know, we always eat Indian food in this house.
And you put an Indian twist to basically
everything. And the reason why I do that is because I love the spices. I think that the spices that I grew up on were more basic. And the spices of the East, I think they tend to actually have benefits to them. Like there's a few that I grew up on, like curry spice, that, you know, there's benefits to curry. Definitely. But I didn't grow up on turmeric. I didn't grow up on cardamom. Like a lot of the spices that are from the East are so good for us. So I really enjoy just getting benefits from my food and actually being nourished, as opposed to just eating it just to eat it.
As for me, I only ate Haitian food. Honestly, a lot of the foods that I've eaten, I probably would have never had in my life if Trudy wasn't cooking it and facilitating this lifestyle for us. And that I'm grateful for.
Thank you.
Because I never knew I liked Indian food.
Oh, so you've never had Indian food before me?
Well, I tried it.
Okay.
But then it was never an interest. I would definitely do Chinese before I do Indian.
Right. Okay, that makes sense. What about Thai food? Because we used to go out for Thai all the time.
Same thing. The first time
you
I had
did like
Thai,
teriyaki though.
Oh, I've always loved teriyaki.
That's salt. That's sodium.
That was when I went to the mall and they were giving out the free samples. They were giving out the free chicken samples at the mall. So
yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's how my options changed a whole lot.
A lot, yeah.
And now I'm open to, if I go to a Thai spot, I know exactly what I'm gonna get. You know, but I never change what I get. I always have the same thing.
This, like, to me, Jet is open but not really open, because like he'll try a new type of cuisine, but once he tries one thing, that's it. That's it. Like, he doesn't switch it up. Like, no, like, try a different dish.
See, and then the next time we come to the restaurant, I'll be looking at the menu like
he really about to try something else.
Before we even got to the restaurant, and he was
you don't know what you're about to get. Like,
and then the waitress come or the waiter come, and I'm like,
let me get a
you know. I knew exactly what I was gonna get.
Let me get a pad thai, a fried rice. Like, come on now. So that is it for the first episode of Real Talks with the Geneuslife, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. We want to keep it short, and we also want to keep it engaging. So let us know in the comments, you know, what was your experience like growing up? What's your relationship with food now? And how has that changed over a course of, I don't know, 15, 20 years?
Right.
Thanks for hanging out with us, and we'll see you guys next time on Real Talk with the Geneuslife.
Is